and welcome everyone to Innistrad, Fang, and Shadow. We are here and we are live with our first episode. We had our episode 0, session 0 last week, and boy was that interesting. So, I'm here, I'm sunburned, and we're gonna go around. We're just gonna say who we are and who we're playing. I will start with myself because I'm already talking. I'm going to be playing the Dampier Ranger, Octavia Stormkirk, who, maybe has the hots for someone in the party. If you watched last week, it's definitely there. It's not really much of a spoiler, but that's me. Next we have D20 Coup de Grace. How are you?
I'm just fine. I will be playing Felsic, the reborn warlock, and I am in no way power hungry.
Wonderful. Speaking of someone who's never been power hungry a day in their lives, Shiny Pilot. How are you?
Yes, totally. I'm Shiny Pilot 206. I'm going to be playing a Mr. Wolfric Hemming. He is a barbarian, may or may not be werewolf or canine related.
Wonderful. And of course, next we also have Deception Check. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm Deception Check. I'm playing Arana Suadrana. He is a Hex Blood Druid and should be a lot of fun to play.
Wonderful. Speaking of a lot of fun to play, Nugatosaurus, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's Monday, one of my favorite days of the week. I'm Nugatosaurus. I'm going to be playing Deknari, the fallen Aasimar monk, who may or may not want to extend her life for, reasons.
Reasons. Who needs reasons? Maybe our game master, Pope Worldbuild. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing quite well. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am your humble narrator, Pope. And for those of you who caught the session 0, yes, I did make all 9 items. Yes, they already have them. They have very special instructions. All of them have very special instructions. With that, let us open the cover on Fang and Shadow. In order to go forward, oftentimes we have to go back. And so we do. 3 years ago, the travails happened. A time of great upheaval. There was an unsettling of the church. The angels, including Avacyn herself, guardian over this plane, went mad. Man, beast, creature would be mutated beyond reason, beyond thought, into beasts far nastier than any vampire, any zombie, any werewolf. And something that makes gods quiver with fear was dragged from their plane through the blind eternities to Innistrad. And before the end, Imricul, the Aeons Torn, manifested on Innistrad. It wasn't for long. Thank all that is good, it wasn't for long. And in the moment, in those minds that still remember, that thing that blotted out the moon, how tremendous it was, disappeared in a moment. And while those who had been transformed did not transform back, in time, peace happened. It's been 3 years since. 3 years since the travails. 3 years to heal, to get past that which we dare not remember. The people do their best not to recall precisely what happened. There are remembrances, though. The people know that their patron angel is no longer there. Some still pray to her. Some still pray to the Church of Avison. But much of the churches have been pulled down. Much of its edifices, as a world partially depopulated recovers. So folks, still a superstitious lot, and they have every reason to be. Look to other places for guidance, for hope. Whether it is still within the edifices of the church, but now less venerating Avison, they worship Sigarda, head of the host of herons, the most merciful of the four sisters. There are paladins that work in her name to try and raise up people, riff riders. And folks look to older religions, institutions, druidic faiths, those venerating old gods or older things still, like the Fae. And then there's cults. They don't necessarily like the word, but they exist. Venerating far darker things. But on the plane of Innistrad, those who are worshipped answer the call, however strained, however high the price. Prayers, if you're willing to pay enough for them, get answered. That's what the mortals are doing. The werewolves have been decimated. It is a time of burying hatchets, shoring up one's clan and kith, trying to desperately recover. There's not many a happy marriage, as many of arrangement, as well as consolidation by chiefs trying to grab up whatever scraps and make their packs strong. Within the realm of Kesig, it is a time of gathering, time of bargaining, time to find what good earth is there, tend it, hold it as best one can. But the wolves are weak. Humanity is recovering. And the old lords of this realm, the vampires, still lord over most things, even though their numbers have been culled, weakened. Markov Manor stands as a warning to all, as it still to this day hovers above the ground. those strange geometric shapes that have caused no end of suffering still propel its foundations above the ground. And so the other families consolidate power, try to tend to humanity as best they can, so that they may continue to slake their thirsts and hoard their power, trying desperately to come back to the status quo, clinging to long-held traditions. But some tradition cannot stand fashion or fact. So what once was dealt with in-house is now being contracted, whether to humanity, werewolves, or other strange beings. Because power only cares about power, not how one holds it. And so on this evening, we find ourselves in somewhat opulent setting within the province of Nephalia, place of fog, river, and water. We are in a well-appointed manor, overlooking the rest of a great city, lying on the coast of one of these rivers. And sitting there, waiting to deliver a message, is Octavia Stormkirk. What has Octavia recently been up to?
Oh, you know, the usual running around, delivering messages, playing with her many, many, many pet bats. Hanging out with her girlfriend a little bit, you know, when she can, when time allows. But you know, things have been busy with all the rebuilding lately, you know, so it's been a lot of travel, I'd imagine.
Question. Do
Yes.
you bring your love interest with you on business trips?
Oh, sometimes, you know, it really depends on her schedule, like if she's available or free. Um,
Wow. Deknari, I turn
Mixed
to
business
you
and
then.
pleasure, right? I mean, that's like kind of like a vampire slogan sometimes, you know?
Very fair. So, is Deknari there with Octavia?
Oh, I'm always free for my baby.
I see. And so, on that note, I was going for a different descriptor, but we'll strike that for now. On that note, you find yourself in Manor House, well appointed, but quite empty, of a member of your own bloodline, Octavia?
Oh, interesting. All right.
I believe her name is Jeleva.
Geneva?
Jeleva.
Jeleva. Okay.
Once upon a time, before the Travails, she was known as Nephalia's Scourge. Outside of the well-respected vampiric houses, she was possibly the most wanted amongst her kind. Significant bounty placed on her head by a number of different mortals and the church. She has a reputation.
Of
She likes to play with her food
course.
and has a particular favorite.
Refined palate.
Quite. She has a fondness for wizards. And so you were sent by your grandmother here to do a few things. One, does she still live? Two, if so, try to woo and deliver a message to try and bring her back into the fold of the greater family. If she does not yet live, do whatever you can to claim her holdings. Sit on them if you must. That manor cannot be allowed to change hands. And so, you sit in a well-appointed hall, having found the door surprising or unsurprisingly unlocked. I leave that to you. Of this well-appointed manor. What do the two of you do?
Well, I'm gonna say it's unsurprising. This Jeleva lady seems like the kind to just leave her front door open in the hopes that someone unsuspecting just stumbles in, like, oh, snack delivery, who knew? So that's my guess. Unsurprising. Not wanting to be perceived as threatening in any sort of the term or word. Rapier and rapier sheathed, buckler attached to the belt, no weapons out. Definitely looking swanky though. Heels, they're like 4-inch heels, you know, clicking on the floor. As we like just walk around the room, look and maybe investigate, look to see if there's any signs of activity recently or how long it's been left in disarray. And making sure that Deknari is always within the field of vision, just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Okay. With that delightful note, let's have our first roll, shall we?
Ooh, okay.
Give me an investigation check.
Use this heavy-weighted metallic die that my friend Daisy gave to me. It's pretty cursed. It either rolls really good or really bad. So.
Okay, I like cursed.
Hey, we got a 19.
19 total?
19 total.
It's very dusty in here.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from it being well appointed, it does not look like there has been much in the way of movement in this manor. It is also incredibly quiet.
Unnaturally so?
You do not hear the ocean.
Ah.
You can hear Deknari's pulse.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a little
and
quiet.
the pumping of blood in your own veins.
Dick. How's the view of the ocean from that window over there?
Wet.
Not a bad state of being.
Not typically, in
No.
my opinion, at least.
Don't you think it's a little quiet in here? You can't hear the
You
ocean.
know, It is quieter than normal residences of this kind.
I wonder if it goes both ways. Like, if you heard someone screaming, getting the life drained from them, if you could hear it from the outside, or if it's just sounds coming in. Like, maybe they just have really good insulation here.
Maybe. My assumption is that if we're in here and we can't hear the screaming, then it's either room by room or there's none at all, which seems highly unusual.
Indeed. Well, this parlor's nice and all, but perhaps we should take a larger turn around the house. And definitely making noise, as again, the heels clicking on the floor, to just make a presence known. That way I cannot be accused of sneaking in or anything of the sort.
As the bell tolls 9,
Oh.
grandfather clock in the hall, making you quite aware of the time. We go to a different locale as we turn the page. Felzik.
Yes.
It is said that you are an individual obsessed with living forever.
That is very true. Yes, I did say that.
Is it true that you would be interested in the collected knowledge of someone who preys upon wizards?
Of course I would.
Excellent. And so you and your friends, because Felzik has many friends,
Come on, guys.
have already made your way into Nephalia's Scourge's manor, Jeleva's manor, though probably not through the front door. Where did you enter, Felzik?
So just to be clear, I have broken into this place?
Oh, most certainly.
Oh, okay. All right. Down the chimney.
There are many. I like where this is going. And so I'm going to roll a d6, and you'll find out where Felzik landed.
Yay.
And so we find Felzik in possibly the least used space in this entire manor.
The kitchen?
Yes.
Aha.
As you have landed, led by your imp. What is his name, perchance?
My imp's name.
What at least do you call him, Felzik?
I call him Cretan.
Cretan. So Cretan has led you down this chimney to the kitchens. So it appears that it is quite quiet in here, Master.
Yes, very good, Cretan. So, did I get dirty going down this chimney? Do they even use it?
There was maybe a bit of soot on some of your trousers and boots, but that's about it.
All right. Well, then, definitely going to clean myself off. If I get caught, I must be presentable. And then, let's see. We must find our way to the library.
Certainly, Master. How do you propose we find the library?
Very, very quietly.
Okay. But what direction, Master?
Let's try that door.
That one. Oh, certainly. As the imp sort of floats over, turns the knob, and the door opens. Underneath, what opens up into a ballroom with a grand staircase. Many suits of armor. Most of them quite dusty, but we do see a little bit of movement as we turn the page. Uranus,
Yes.
as a knight, as a champion of the Summer Court, you have been given a list of individuals that are odious to the Summer Court's eyes. Jeleva's name is at the top of that list. It is not a secret that she had preyed upon successfully a number of the Summer Court's best minds. It is so in the court's interest to see her dead, whether that is by your hands or confirmation of her no longer living, should the travails have been kind. And so you are in this mansion. Where did you enter?
Excellent question. I probably would have entered through a. Would there be any open windows along the riverside?
Horrible decision.
Certainly.
All right.
You found two to choose from. Did you choose the one without curtains or with?
The one without curtains. And I would have entered in the form of a simple spider, using one of my wild shapes.
Something so small. Good
Yes.
to know. And so you entered this small spider into looks like a storage room. At least one that may have been a bedroom, but was then converted to a place to store excess items. There are a number of crates of size and variety, not labeled, of course. But that is where you find yourself on this night. What do you do next?
Obviously, I would continue to peruse the house as quietly as possible, either from darkened corners or from the ceilings of rooms, and move myself around. Hopefully, there's transoms above the doors so that I might transfer easily. But if not, I can go under doors.
There are some cracks and crevices. This mansion is quite old. It is 6 stories tall at its highest point. In your investigation, are you just going up? Are you going down? Give me a direction.
If it's possible to go to a lower floor, I would probably start there.
How far down?
How far down can I go?
Roll me a d10.
Of course. I'd be happy to. I'm going to use D&D Beyond. If it will actually roll. I've not done that before. Okay, fine. You don't want to roll. There we go.
Get down there and you're like the underdog.
That's a
How did that
10.
happen?
Oh,
We found our way at the bottom, ladies and gentlemen. We found our way to the bottom.
Excellent.
And so we open up around us, you finding your way through the dark. Sometime till it opens up where you can hear the sounds of moving water, the roar of ocean. As you have stumbled, it seems that this manor was built atop an undersea cave. There is next to no light down here, except there's some bioluminescent fungus clinging to the rocks around here. A low glow, blue and green. The scent of seawater, but there's something else that draws your attention, the scent of rot. Lots of it. Almost matching the scent of salt water. What do you do?
My job is to discern the location of Jeleva, and, well, if she's dead, dying, or still in business, I must investigate. So I will move towards the strongest sense of rot, but from as safe a position on the roof possibly as possible.
So you crawl. And you find your way to a charnel store of corpses in various states of decay. Some chopped up by some mad butcher, others just left mostly whole. It is a harrowing sight. Harrowing further still is that this mass of bodies mixed in with it is something that is moving, heaving like breath. And as you observe this foul thing, we turn the page. Wulfric, amongst your clan, there are a number of traditions, a number of trials that one must go through to gain acknowledgement, to gain leadership, to gain power, to gain land. And the trial you currently face is to find and best 5 worthy foes. In so doing, you get to lay claim to clan and territory. And so one of your kinsmen, upon consultation, gave you a much shorter, prompt, and daunting list than the one Uranus possesses. And the name at the top of that list, surprisingly enough, is not Jeleva, even though you are in her manor. The name atop that list is Runo Stromkirk, head of House Stromkirk, from whom the Stormkirks derive. He has been missing since the travails started. But in your hunt, you have gotten his scent, and that scent brings you here. Where do we find Wulfric? How did you enter the manor?
Did the manor have a garden entrance? Some sort of side door near one?
Oh, yes. There is a large garden towards the rear.
Okay.
One that has a number of ways of entering from. You can go into the greenhouse. You could enter the basement. Or you could climb the walls onto one of the balconies. Or you could find your way up and around the back porch and enter into what might be a grand hall.
I think based off of what I have in my head for Wulfric, he would come through a garden, look for a balcony, reach out his mighty hands and claws, grab the wall, and start climbing his way up to one of the balconies to get in.
There are a number. How high do you climb?
About 3 stories up.
Okay. 3 stories up. You find that the door, the double door that leads out into this balcony, is unlocked.
He would walk up to the door, sniffing and smelling the air to see if there's anything on the other side that may be a clue, and grasp the handle.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay, perception. Let's see, perception. I'll do it in D&D Beyond. Rolling. Whoa. I think I just nat 20'd that, so I rolled a 25.
That is a nat 20.
Alrighty then.
First nat 20 of the campaign, folks.
Yeah.
So Wulfric, your senses are sharp. You are on the hunt. And you get a bit of Runo's scent again as you open the door and enter into a well-appointed bedroom. Rather large. There's definitely a hint of decay. A lot of dust in here. Looks like it's not been used for some time. But his scent is here. As you lope about this bedroom, you get a few other scents. There's definitely old blood once spilled here. You get the scent of oil, like the oil used to polish and maintain weaponry. It is old, acrid. And you also, it's not the scent, it's your ears. As you hear the tolling of the bells, letting you know it's 9 p.m. Seems like there are a number of clocks in this manor. Like time is something that was important to the person who lived here. And just as you're mulling that over, there's just the faint whiff of newer sense of individuals alive and not carried on the wind. And so we turn back as we turn the page to our two lovely ladies. As the bell tolls, where do you go? As you are making loud steps in this place that seems
Yes.
possibly abandoned.
Yes, good not to startle vampires. If I've learned anything in my life, that is one of the lessons. Oof. Yes. One of the lessons in life. Don't startle vampires if you want to be pleasant with them. So, got our clickety-clackety, high-heeled, thigh-high, lace-up boots on, just walking through. We checked out the parlor, we checked out the hallway. There's no need to go in the kitchen. Why would a vampire be in there? So, you know, she liked wizards. You know, that was her favorite food of choice. And I don't know, maybe she's the type to keep trophies. Let's go to the library. Maybe she's reminiscing over some old spell books or something like, oh, I remember when I drained this one. What a silly outfit he wore.
My question to you is, how are you going about finding the library?
Oh, just, I feel like it's just a matter of opening doors, or if they're looking for like little plaques. 'Cause sometimes people put little placards or have like the stained glass in the transoms above the doors, and they'll theme them to the rooms. Depending, I don't just know what her style was per se. So probably just like looking, opening doors.
Not being subtle at all.
No subtlety. Again, we don't want to startle the former Scourge of Nephalia. That's not what we're going for here. So,
Okay, so
not subtle.
because it's you, I want you to roll me a D100.
Okay,
Low is good, high is bad.
noted. Call of Cthulhu rules. I dig it. I got some. How about a 23?
23 is good.
That's great.
And so it takes you some time.
Mm-hmm.
As you go a circuitous and random route.
Oh, yeah.
But you find yourself on the 4th floor. And there you walk into a library.
Probably some just chatting along the way, like, dearest, you know, Jeleva, you home? Looking to chat. Wow.
You'd think someone who's like the Scourge of Nephalia would be a little bit more, I don't know, theatric in her home.
Well,
Like, I feel like she would have more, I don't know. You guys always have like traps and such, don't you?
And
Oh,
if
yes.
on cue, I'd like for both of you
Yes.
to give me my favorite save.
Yes.
Charisma saves, please.
Oh,
Oh, no.
boy. Wonderful.
Charisma. Okay.
Let's use the
let's
cursed
see.
dice again.
Oh.
Okay.
That's a 6.
You too?
Lovely.
We both rolled 6s.
Oh dear God. We're gonna
If
die.
there was any doubt I was going to enjoy this campaign, those doubts are now shattered. This is delightful.
We're just so in love. We rolled the same number. Did you like notice that though?
Oh,
Oh, man.
yes. It's noted, lovebirds. time for the two of you begins to distort
Mm-hmm.
as things slow down. And we turn the page. Felzik.
Yes.
All of a sudden, Creighton,
Yes.
as he's flown out the door, you standing in the doorway, you hear a familiar and unpleasant squelching sound as your connection to Cretan is violently and horrifically severed.
Oh no.
Cretan?
There is no sound.
I close the door.
As you shut it, a familiar voice chimes in. It seems as though your pet has found yet another trap.
It would seem so.
Good news is I sense magic on the wind. A few stories up, something was recently triggered. I think we should go inspect, but not through that door.
Look
The
around.
one that you just closed.
Yeah.
No, I assume so. I look around for another exit to the kitchen.
With not too much work, you find another doorway. It seems to lead into narrow sort of servants' hallway. And your voice, this old friend of yours, ever since you came back to the land of the animate,
Oh, yes.
he has been there talking to you.
Guiding me.
Yes. Told you to agree to the deal.
Oh,
Told you to agree to many deals.
he's good at making deals.
Quite.
Is he though?
And just lurks in the shadows of your mind when you sleep. But as you move, guided by your friend's voice, acting almost like a Marco Polo, almost like a hound, zeroing in on the sense of strong magics. You find your way to the 4th floor. There's a door that's open, and there's distinctly a distortion in the air. One that even your eyes can see in dim light. What do you do?
Damn it, Cretan. Tell me what's going on here. Oh, yes. I forgot. You're dead. I'll summon you later. Let's see. What can I possibly do to determine what's going on here? Can I try an Arcana check and see if that will help me figure it out?
By all means, I would love to see you try.
All right. Let's see here. I rolled a 2. That's a total of 7.
See, I don't like you folks not knowing information. I far prefer it when people miss on a knowledge check just to assume things. It's the human thing to do. And so you assume that there is probably some sort of strong conjuration or evocation effect going on right now.
So some sort of summoning being performed? Interesting. Can I see into the room?
You want to get that close?
Well, I suppose nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Go ahead and roll me a charisma saving throw.
I crit failed.
And thus the campaign ended with everyone failing the charisma save.
I had +8. That's a 9. Okay.
9 doesn't quite make the save. As you are making your way towards the open door, just the look of things, it's almost like it's beckoning, and you take one step too far, and you find yourself in a room that is distorted, and time slows down.
It'll be hard.
We turn the page. Adonis,
Yes.
you see that horrific movement. What do you do?
What do I know about my particular target?
I will give you a choice.
Mhm.
I will give you common knowledge, or you can give me a history roll.
I will go for history,
Okay.
of which I am not grand. Oh, 16 plus 3 for 19.
19 is good. A 19 is quite good. Jeleva is calculated, and was very much a ambush predator, as it were, drawing a number of young, upcoming, sometimes old and foolish and prideful wizards and others into her home. A massive spider's web, as it were. And because you rolled so high, I will give you this. It is said of her that she did not just prey upon them for their blood. She preyed upon them for their knowledge. Some terrible magic she had developed allowed her to drain their minds. And with it, their accumulated knowledge and power. And so she was accomplished in many magics.
So, with that knowledge, I would imagine that this display, while indicative of depravity and probably a target of a different type, would not necessarily be the target I'm looking for at this time.
98% certain that's not your target.
Perfect. Spider crawl out of here.
Are you going room by room on the way up?
Probably, yeah. That would be the most. That would be Aranis's MO. He would have to check each space as he left.
And so we go to the next sub-basement.
So many.
So many. And here we find implements of science. Terrible, awful science. Tables used for medical examination and other pursuits. Heavy threads, many a glass vial, alchemy tables, small curated library, and the handiwork of a corpse stitcher. And someone who just, loves to make, as the local language calls them, scabs. Stitched together corpses used as, and animated and used as all kinds of different servitors. They can be programmed by those powerful enough in magics of mind and soul. Those less accomplished just make the meat move. And that is enough to cause all sorts of problems. I'm going to roll the happy sad die now. Oh, that's an angry face.
That's happy.
No. There are many faces on this die. Some of them happy, some of them sad. And then there is one. One face that is angry.
Congrats, you got the angry face.
Yay.
So I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. All right. Not my best, but happy to roll it. Oh, why? 3 + 4 = 7.
7 doesn't make it.
No, I don't believe it would.
And so even in your small form, you are not able to avoid whatever sort of mystic trap was in here. And with it triggered at a living presence, I am going to roll one of my favorite dice. It doesn't get used enough. The D12 doesn't nearly get used enough. And so I will roll my set that is in front of me a couple of times. Show them some love.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Absolutely wonderful. So you take 34 poison damage.
Ooh, that's not fun.
So you definitely fall out of your spider form.
Yes, that 1 point is gone. And 33 transfers over.
Yes.
Ouch.
And that large mystical gas trap dissipates. And then we hear the sound of gears moving. And we turn the page. Wulfric. Where are you going?
Well, I imagine that with the smells that he encountered on his level and the realization that someone else is here, would he have heard any of the commotion of the trap being triggered upstairs? Because I'm just
Oh.
one floor down.
The fun thing about the trap upstairs is it's really quiet.
Okay,
Um,
no worries then.
but you did hear the clattering of footsteps and then them stopping.
Those haughty foot walking. All right, Wolfric
haughty.
then. Yeah, very haughty. Those sound like haughty steps.
Oh, yeah.
Wolfric then will, with a little bit more urgency, but still some caution, will go through this room and out towards the hallway, being cautious as he go, the intent being to open the door and try and follow his nose to see if he smells any increasing scent that would lead him to believe Runo is in a particular room. And so he'll go from door to hallway, hallway to next door, whatever the case may be, trying to find the stronger scent, trying to rely on his primal instincts and senses to find his target. He knows somebody else is here, but his focus is still the target with caution towards the other entities.
Give me an investigation check now,
Okay. Investigation.
because this is far more purposeful.
That is a, so it finishes. Looks like, I guess, a 7.
7. As you're going about your investigation, there's just so many scents that are starting to bombard you. And so you can't quite tell which one is which, as a bunch of things have intermingled. And you're just following and you're following, trying to find Bruno. You find yourself on the 4th floor. I'd like you to give me a charisma saving throw.
Okay. Like how this is going. A 17.
Well, what do you know? And so, Wolfric, you see a strange sight. You see 2 women of refinement of money. And Felzik, I will let Felzik describe himself.
Well, let's see. He looks like a well-made man, but his clothes are a bit tattered in places. And he also wears on his back a large backpack full of many things. So besides that, he's nicely dressed.
In Wolfric's eyes, you're some sort of like crazy traveling merchant.
It does look much like that, yeah.
So you see these 3 individuals, and they're moving, but incredibly slowly. And this is all in what you recognize to be a library. And you are just standing on the opposite side of the doorway as these individuals look like they're performing the most painful and slow interpretive dance. And as you're taking this all in, a feminine laugh
No. Guess who's alive?
emerges from the darkness. It is just a cackle, playful, and just as it's beginning to relish things, it all of a sudden becomes silent. I will give the 3 of you who are enraptured. Another charisma saving throw.
Oh boy.
You guys could do it. Break free.
The opposite of the last roll, basically.
Okay.
I got an 18 total.
18.
9 plus 8. So
17.
I crit failed.
Oh no! Dearest, darling.
This just keeps getting better. Okay, so here is what happens. Octavia, Felzik, you both eventually, it's almost like Wulfric's presence drags you out of this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it the cackling?
Oh, it's the cackling.
You're not
Yes.
quite certain. However, Octavia, the thing that's probably most disturbing in this moment as you're coming out of what is obviously a magical effect
Mm-hmm.
is as you look around, Deknari is not there.
There's a thorough look around. Like, if there's a rug, and I pull up the corner, I look under that too, just to make sure. Like, it's weird sometimes. And I'll turn to Felzik and Wolfric. I'm sorry. Have you seen a delightful young lady? Yay tall, gorgeous, stunning, really. Just a brief physical description.
No, I have not, but there
dear.
was a strange magical aura here just a moment ago.
Yes, you're not incorrect. I believe that is one of the traps here at this manor. Quite clever one.
Wulfric is not entering the room. He's standing outside at you guys in kind of a defensive, almost fight-flight posture, trying to assess what you guys are doing in there and why you were in slow motion, all of a sudden back to normal. And he just kind of looks at you two with these gold eyes. Smaller man in stature, tensed, and he just says, "Who are you? Where's Runo?
How terribly... I'm sorry, who?
Where is Runo?
Runo, do you have a last name?
Stromkirk."
Why are you looking for Mr. Stromkirk, if I may be so straightforward and ask, since we're being apparently just very blunt today?
That is my business. I smell him.
You smell him here! Like,
I think
my name's Octavia, by the way. Terribly sorry I didn't introduce myself.
Can Wulfric take a big whiff of the air in this room to try and learn the scent of these people, of Felzik, Octavia, and Deknari?
Please!
Good. Let's do it. So he'll do that.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check.
He'll take a big breath. Perception check.
I believe he's downstairs. And I try to slip into
A 7.
Before them.
I roll a 7.
7. Again, the senses love to play tricks, especially here. I'm going to roll the happy sad die again.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
If you were
Please be
looking for
happy, please be
Runo
happy, please be
Stromkirk,
happy.
I would love to help you in that endeavor.
It is the happiest of faces.
Oh boy!
Yay.
I think that's good.
I think.
For some of you,
Oh boy!
so I've got news.
Okay.
Wulfric,
Yes.
you can tell that Octavia isn't Runo, but she smells somewhat like him. You can tell Felzik most definitely isn't Runo. However, he also smells somewhat like him.
Okay.
Interesting.
You also detect that there was something that smelled of brimstone. It is behind you and down. You can tell that there was another scent, almost sweet, like like strawberries and honey. But it is quickly fading. And there's another scent on the wind aside from Runo's that is like him, but isn't him. And so you have all these scents playing around on top of the smells just of this room, this place. And so that is what you smell.
What a coincidence. I've been looking for Runo Stormkirk for ages.
Why?
Oh, you see, he's missing.
He just waits, kind of
No one
looking
knows
like,
where he is. It'd be good to find him, don't you think?
Oh, I intend to.
Right. Also, have you happened to run into the owner of this estate, Jeleva?
You're the first I've run into. Although you
Wonderful.
don't seem to be running very fast.
Well, no, I wasn't. Not that I was running. I don't typically do that.
I think you should watch your step in this house.
No. Yes, of course one should watch that.
I will pause a moment. Feels like you have most definitely, as these two have talked, have slipped further into the room.
Look, Felzik hasn't seen him. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
They're not raising the alarm. I'm just gonna keep moving.
If you see Deknari, please just give a shout. Find her. Not. This isn't a safe establishment.
If you are not here to find Runo, why
I'm not
else
here to
might you
not
be?
find Runo, if that helps.
So you are a burglar of this house.
Oh no, I'm trying to find the owner and talk with them. Or if they're dead, to, well, deal with it. See, I'm a messenger. There's members of the owners of this estate's family dearly wishes to convey messages.
You don't say.
I do.
And we turn the page. Aramis!
Yes.
How's the sub-basement, buddy?
Exciting.
You have but moments to decide what to do next as you hear those gears turning.
Exit the room immediately.
By just whatever the nearest convenience is.
Preferably out of the same way I came in, not necessarily on the roof, but out the same sort of entrance if it was a doorway. If not, by the first available exit I may find, because gears are not what I'm looking for and not happy about being poisoned.
You care about up or down?
Moving up.
You care about up or down.
Yes.
Got it. This is very important. Okay, so you are trying to move the quickest way possible up. I applaud that effort. Give me an athletics test.
Oh, outstanding. I am the most athletic. 11. 9 plus 2.
A phrase that we will hear many times in this campaign. I have news.
Hmm.
You make it to the doorway when the gears finally stop turning. You're not on your way up yet. When what stumbles forth is an amalgamation of bits of people and machine. And it takes what is at the end of its arm and fires.
Wonderful.
Does a 17 hit you?
Absolutely.
You take 8 damage from a bolt fired from a crossbow that is the end of one of its limbs before you are able to climb up the stairs. Are you still standing?
I am.
Good. You may run now.
I move with expedience.
Good. And so one of Jeleva's courtier's pets is out of its cage. And is going to be running as best as its mechanical body can after Uranus, who is a bit more spry, harmed, but more spry. And so we go, are you just going straight up? Are you caring about inspecting other floors, or are you just trying to get as far away from this thing as you can?
At this point, I've been severely injured. It is time to extricate myself and regroup if at all possible.
Okay. And so you run, and you run, and you run. And eventually, as the lactic acid builds up in your legs, as the blood pumps, and as you hear a steady thud, the footsteps echoing from behind you, you stumble out onto the main floor, out of what appears to be a hidden doorway into this grand foyer. And you are not doing this in any quiet fashion.
No.
Octavia,
Yes.
Felzik, Wulfric, you hear what can be best described as a disturbance a few floors down.
Good.
Would you like to do anything about it?
Does it sound like a Dicnari disturbance?
It definitely sounds like a panicked humanoid figure running for their life kind of disturbance.
Interesting.
Could
I would
Wolf-
love
would- I was
I
gonna say if
close the
Wolfric
library doors.
So you're good. I was gonna say if Wolfric heard that, he would immediately take off towards the sound because he could think it could be Runo.
Fair.
I
Is it-
will calmly, cool-headedly, and collectedly descend as well. And just as the library doors are closing, if you see Dicnari, please just tell her to stay put. I'll check back here late. I'll check back here in a bit.
I just thumbs up.
And then clack down the halls. Dicnari, Deck,
And we turn
please
the
don't get in
page.
trouble.
Dicnari,
Hello.
you don't know where you are. But as time flows in a more natural fashion, you find yourself in different confines.
Okay.
It is dark in here. And
Can't see anything.
it is damp. You feel metal. And there's a faint bit of torchlight, but it's like behind a wall, like the turn in the corner of a hallway.
Okay.
So a little bit of orange light dances across the shadows. And from that light, you can see that you are in a cage.
Great. Okay. Can I'm gonna touch. So Deknari wears essentially a necklace that kind of hangs down near her sternum that is an oval with a red background and a black bat. It was a gift from her girlfriend from like a long time ago, and she, never stops wearing it. She's gonna touch it and cast light on it.
Okay.
Just to kind of get a better scope of where she is and what's going on.
As you cast light, that custom glow pours forth. And you see that you are in a cage suspended above the ground. Almost like a very elaborate bird cage.
God damn it. Okay.
Pouring forth, you appear to be in something akin to a study.
Okay.
There's a large desk, tables with large tomes open. You can see rows and rows of bookcases. And as your cage rocks, you can just glance below to see that definitely looks like some sort of summoning or binding circle underneath the cage.
Deck doesn't know anything about magic aside from light. Can I make some kind of check, probably perception maybe, to see if there's anyone else in this study?
Certainly. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. We're going to go with not that dice. Jesus balls. That's a 6. I rolled 3.
I don't like giving no information. I love to just give information. And so, do you see anyone or signs of any one? The answer is you see signs, but not of a person.
Okay.
There is, amongst the stacks of books, now that the light is on, there is a rustling, as though the light upsets whatever is here. There is a spectral glow in the darkened corners of the room, and a slight hissing sound.
I will snuff out the light.
And in the dark, something creeps amongst the stacks of books. Something feline and not living. And there's a bird in the cage.
Fucking balls. Okay.
And we turn the page. So, Felzik, you have been left to your own devices alone in this library.
Wonderful. Now I was looking on D&D Beyond. It says it takes an hour to summon my familiar. Is that true? All right. Well, I probably shouldn't do that right now. I'm going to look through these books, and I'm intending on looking for my favorite thing to find is maps. So that's what I'm really looking for.
Give me an investigation check.
Yes. Yes. I got an 11.
11. Excellent. And so you ignore most of the stacks of books, and you are looking specifically for something akin to a map, maybe an atlas if it's a book. But no, you find a few scrolls, and you undo the bindings and you start looking at them. And some of them are the blueprints to this very manor. And you begin to realize just how big this thing is. As what you thought was just maybe 7 floors, like maybe a basement, there is 10 floors of basement.
That's a lot of place to hide wizard books.
And these maps are great. They're pretty well labeled. You see one from deep below there. There's something like Laboratory Complex is the title on the page. Another one has a labyrinth. Another is test subject storage. Another has primary library.
Ah, yes. Perfect find. Want to roll them up? Might need these later.
Primary library is the 6th sub-basement.
Well, going to have to be really sneaky.
And as you slip out of this library, we turn the page and return to Uranus.
Like
Yes.
Uranus.
Yes, thank you for that.
Sorry.
Uranus, you have run yourself out into the main lobby of this now truly horrific mansion, as it's all coming quite clear. And as you're looking around, you can hear the footsteps of that missing thing. You also hear clambering from above as something is moving quick, something moving less quick. But that is not the immediate threat that you take in. Instead, coming down one of the hallways, you don't know if there's someone in there, but there's definitely a suit of armor wielding a halberd coming for you. What would you like to do?
Am I anywhere near the storeroom that I entered in through?
No.
No.
Unfortunately, very much no.
Is this suit of armor coming down a hallway, or is it coming
Yes.
across? Okay. So there is an opposite direction away from this suit of armor.
Yes.
I would like to move quickly in the opposite direction of the suit of armor, but also in the process, I would like to try and mend some of my wounds.
By all means, if you have magic to do so, I implore you to try.
Oh, I will. I lay my hand upon my shoulder where I took that bolt, and I utter a few words in Sylvan, and I will cast that 3rd level Cure Wounds.
Or you fulfill that casting.
Yes.
I would like you to roll me a d20, please. And add your proficiency bonus and your casting modifier.
Okay. The D20 is at 11. My proficiency bonus is it a 3?
Should be a 3.
Okay, a 3, and my casting modifier is a 5. So
Let me
that
see.
would be a 19.
19. Go ahead and roll the healing, but take only half of it.
All right. 8.
You
That's-
get 8 back, and someone else gets the other half.
All right. Well, I continue running after wasting a spell.
It's not a
Curses.
waste.
It is an utter waste.
You,
In his
you
mind.
gained wonderful knowledge. Wonderful, deeply important knowledge.
He's cursing in Sylvan as he makes his way away.
So we turn the page. Octavia, Wolfric, you hear and smell so many things happening. You can hear something rumbling, moving at not necessarily y'all's speed, but a speed.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be emanating from the walls. It's kind of strange. You definitely hear someone running. Wolfric, you smell blood on the air.
Do I smell blood on the air?
Oh, yes, you do too, Octavia. You both smell blood on the air, and you can hear the sounds of something not quite, more of a walk with purpose of something in full plate.
Someone's bleeding.
Does Wolfric have the? I mean, with the smell of blood, does it smell like somebody he knows, or is this now another new entity?
New entity, brand spanking new.
Great. Wolfric likes new things. Okay. He will continue to press on then, making a little bit more haste because maybe this commotion will lead him to Runo.
Give me an athletics check.
All right. Can do. 14.
Good news! You made it downstairs. Bad news! I'm rolling the d20.
Okay. Bring it up.
Does a 15 hit you?
15. It does not.
Fun. As this suit of armor just swings the halberd down, embedding itself in the carpet as it just misses you. Its eyes lock on, or I should say the visor. You see no eyes. You hear no pumping of blood from this thing. And the only smell is dust and oil.
Ooh. Can Wolfric do his shift move for his hands and has claws now in his hands and do a double claw attack to that thing, trying to smack its head off? Basically, like thematically, like dodge, see it, claws out, smack, smack. He's going to try and hit it hard.
If you would like to rage, you can.
Okay.
Because that's how you pop your claws.
Okay, then yes. It's fight time.
Okay.
I like to rage.
That's bonus action rage, and I'm guessing your action is attack.
Yes.
So you may attack up to 3 times with your claws because claws are awesome.
Because claws are awesome. Okay. Now, just for my understanding purposes for D&D Beyond, I actually have a form of the beast claws melee attack roll.
Yeah.
I actually roll that, not unarmed, correct?
Yes.
Okay, 1. That is a 22 to hit for the first one.
Oh, that hits.
Okay. Does 10 damage.
Nice.
Okay. Next one is a natural 20 with a 28 to hit.
Roll that crit.
Okay. 13 damage on the crit.
Respectable.
And then you said I get one more?
Yeah, because claws give you an additional attack.
Okay, cool. 17 to hit.
That hits.
And 9 damage.
Okay. So you just you go into a rage. You
Howling snarl. I can't do that. Yeah.
There's a howl, there's a snarl. Flesh shifts, muscle grows, bone shifts as what are hands become claws. Your eyes turn more feral. Veins start to stand out as you just lay into this suit of armor. Nearly everyone but Deck, can hear the din of battle.
Can I just sigh as I walk down these stairs? Because we actually have the same movement speed. We're both 40 feet, which I find entertaining. Just pull off my buckler. No weapons drawn yet. Just be like, just in case. Just clip that off my belt. Be like, all right, let's see.
Yes, you may do that, but you hear this din of combat as Wolfric, you notice your claws are rending into this armor, sparks actually somewhat flying, but this is armor, this isn't flesh. This isn't bone. So your claws, whilst doing a tremendous piece of work on this, it still stands.
I think the next thing that Wolf would be worrying about, though, is if Octavia's coming to view, just to understand his mentality on this, is if he sees her drawing a sword and buckler, he'd be worried, oh crap, now she's... Okay, he'd be worried that she's going to attack him next. He doesn't know what she's going to do. So.
No, it's more just like, put the buckler on, just in case, like, it gets violent in her vicinity, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Uranus, as you are running, you hear this distinctive howl, and also the sounds of something feral hitting metal.
Is this from behind me?
Oh, yes.
All right. Do I still have visual on the armor that I was moving away from?
It's the same one. You see now, if you look back, now standing in front of it is what can only be stated as a werewolf. Now ripping and tearing into it.
All right. Question.
Yes.
As a member of the Summer Court and as someone of the nature persuasion, I may not have the same opinion on werewolves as others might.
The Summer Court views werewolves as useful and occasionally a nuisance.
Okay.
They can be reasoned with. We can do business, but however, the entire, anger, dominance thing, it's problematic sometimes.
Tiring.
Yeah.
All right. Noticing that, imagining that perhaps I'm not the only Summer Court operative in the area and someone is taking the damage for me, I will stop my movement and I will assess the situation this turn as I try and catch my breath.
So as you're taking the situation, you see that werewolf fighting that suit of armor. You also see from one of the grand staircases a pale... Oh, go ahead, Lindy. Give us a full description of Octavia.
Lithe, athletic, pale, white hair, long white hair. It's in a ponytail yet it still reaches, like, belt of her outfit. With the boots that she's wearing, she's like 6'3", around there. Has like a buckler. You see a rapier at the side, and also like a cane. Like a little half cape, dressed quite nicely, very very finely. But also as if traveling, like for the road finery, not like I'm expecting to be at a grand ball kind of finery. Very composed, makeup on, looking pristine. And pale. Yeah, pale.
So you see her descending
Red
the.
eyes. It's hard to tell with the distance.
I think Uranus knows what to look for. He might be new to this section of the world, but he's not new. And so you see her coming down this grand staircase. You see a werewolf taking on that suit of armor. You hear the rumbling in the walls.
Mm.
You didn't get a good look at it. You felt it, and you know it's coming.
Right.
And we turn the page. Deck.
Yes.
Hang in there, baby.
I'm so
Are you
worried.
are you trying to hide within your cage?
Yeah, I think after snuffing out the light, I would probably how far? Okay. It's like a bird cage, right? Can I, if I put my arms out to my side, can I reach 2 bars?
It is big enough to fit because of who you are. I will give you this. This is a cage big enough to fit one of the 4 sisters.
Shit. Okay.
This is a cage big enough for an angel.
Okay. Then in that case, I think just you said I'm swaying a little bit, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna essentially as stealthily as possible, I'm just gonna sit on the bottom of the cage and hopefully the swinging will stop and hopefully it will not notice me.
Roll me a stealth test, please.
Roll for sitting still.
Oh, I have good stealth. I think I just jinxed myself.
Mhm.
Okay. That is how do I math? 4, another 4, 24. 16 plus 8.
24 is quite good.
Best thing I've rolled.
24 is quite good. And as you slow your breathing, you hold still in the dark. Aside from the little bit torchlight playing at the end of that hall. Gradually, you see that wispy, blue-white, faint glow makes the stacks of books, makes the books cases moving towards you. Ever so slowly. Trills and chirps echoing off the stones. And then finally turning the corner as it looks up, and you just catch it as the cage sways. It comes into view.
Mhm.
Is a ghost of a tabby cat.
Damn it. Okay.
It is just this tiny little floof ball that is ghostly and undead.
I think as she sees that, like a very quiet, terrified chuckle leaves her. Just a okay. Is there anything else besides this cat that's like maybe creeping up behind it?
Just as you chuckle,
Oh no.
someone tries to match you. And a bigger glow comes from between the stacks of books.
Yep. Okay.
A figure, feminine in nature, cloaked, but also spectral. Here, killer, as the spectral cat turns around and leaps up into the arms of the spectral feminine figure. Go ahead and give me a history check.
History, not as good. I'll go with this one. Okay. +2, that's a 16.
You've been around for a while, even though you're concerned about your own lifespan. You are not new.
Mhm.
And Jeleva was known for her beauty, amongst many of her other traits. And here she stands, well, not so much stands, more floats. Vampires aren't supposed to leave spirits behind when they die.
Right.
And yet here one floats, cavorting, cradling this spectral cat. Her eyes veiled. It is quite elaborate, this burial shroud over her. But those distinctive vampiric teeth are shown as she smiles wide, pets the cat. Oh. With time, the patient hunter finds their prize. And we turn the page.
Fuck.
Oh no.
I'm
I'm
fucked.
coming for you, darling. Just hang in there.
Elzic, where are you going?
Well, okay. From this level, can I see the commotion happening?
You more hear it than see it.
Okay. Well, then I want to get to a point where I can see it.
So you're stepping upon the grand staircase, is what I'm hearing.
I think if that's the way I need to go, then yes.
Yes, you step upon the grand staircase, and yes, you can see down it. There is that woman that you saw who said to, should you hear someone, definitely, let them know. You can see a werewolf currently in fisticuffs with some armored gentlemen. And you see further down, Aranis, give us a description.
Not the way I intended to introduce my character, but in the shadow down the hallway, you see a medium-sized humanoid, except looks like he might be covered in vines. Maybe wearing bark armor or something. Maybe a person from some far-off tribe that hasn't really figured out what clothing is yet or whatnot. Around his head is kind of looks like almost like a crown that moves up into like horns. And there is a green and brown kind of coloration to him, but his face is normal looking, maybe coming out of a cloak or something. and you see a sparkle of gold in his eyes.
Okay. Well, let's.
As you hit the stairs, you also hear a rumbling coming from, it seems, the inside the walls.
Oh, I don't like that. I've experienced this before.
It's different, but familiar at the same time.
Well, I want to grab a hold of a banister, make sure I don't lose my footing, and a green sigil forms around his hand, and he points. He first points at the werewolf, then he points at the tree, then he points at the vampire, and then he points at the armor. I think I'll fire at the armor.
Okay.
21 to hit.
Blackjack hits.
All right. Rolled 13 damage.
Okay.
And I'm using my cloak.
Oh.
Yeah.
So go ahead and take 5 unmitigatable cold damage.
Colding. I'm getting colder.
Yes, it is a familiar pain. However, you do get to apply the extra damage on this blast.
Another 6.
I think Eldritch Blast gives you multiple rays at this level.
Let me double check here.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So you can make another attack.
I have one more attack here. All right. And 4, 9. Another 4. Another 7. 16 total. And then sorry. My bad. I rolled a 16 plus 8 to hit.
24. Yeah. All right. And
the 16 was the damage.
Okay. Well, you only get the 2d4 once. So
Okay. And I only take that damage once also.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Very good. And then it would be 9 more damage instead of 16.
You use 2 rays come from your finger. They impact, stretching down the staircase and hit the back of the armor. And unlike Wulfric's claws, these impact as though these rays were semi-trucks. As they punch fist-sized holes through the back of the armor, one of which has a frosting of cold around the impact zone.
I got to get me one of those.
But yet it still stands.
It probably has moved away a little bit.
Oh, you want to move. You're using that benefit?
I didn't know I had a choice.
You can choose. You can choose.
I suppose I'll just leave it where it is then.
Okay. So the rays impact with some force. And yeah, Wulfric, you are still enraged and this thing is still standing.
Well, time to take down its leg. He's going to try and go for, seeing the magical damage the punches come through, He knows the heavy hitters into the room, but he can't be outdone, man. So he's going to go for one of the legs of the suit of armor to try and knock this thing down. So he's going to try and do a triple attack to a leg to try and disable her or take it off if he can.
Sure.
Okay. Cool. Attack. Beast claws. Da, 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 da. That is a math. Come on. 22 to hit for the first one.
Hits.
Okay, rolling damage. That's 8 damage.
Okay.
Next one is 18 to hit.
That hits.
Damage. 6 damage. And then a 18 to hit again.
Hits.
And 9 damage on that one.
So how do you wreck this thing?
His hope and his goal was to try and take the leg off. So I'm imagining it's aggressive and powerful, just triple tap of blows with the final punch like a boxer's boom, boom, boom. And he's going to try and smack that leg out. And if he smacks the leg out and shoots the piece off, I would imagine the whole thing would kind of just timber and collapse and shatter.
It crumples over in a heap. But before you can even let out a howl of victory, I've been wanting to say this all day. An abomination of an age hoped to be forgotten. It bursts through the wall like the Kool-Aid man here to dish out delicious death.
Does it let out its famous war cry?
Oh, yeah.
More of an oh no. So there are, I count, 4 targets. I will roll a d4 and see which one it decides to lock onto. It smells magic.
Oh no.
And so
Felsic, no.
this,
Run, Felsic!
I now will fully describe our friend because
Oh,
he's
boy.
very friendly.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's got a big smile on him. Red.
Just a
Standing
big
at
painted smile. Oh.
standing at 12 feet tall, a conglomeration of steel, gears, muscle, mutated, enhanced muscle, made up of several torsos of individuals, all sort of merged together, multiple arms. Some that seem to be of beast, others of man. Some ending in hands, some claws, some instruments like a crossbow, one that Uranus is unfortunately familiar with. And up top is almost like a head of broccoli, multiple heads.
Sorry.
All of them masked with these elaborate, this horrific abomination. There are these elaborate, beautiful alabaster death masks on each of these heads as they shift and sway. And with all this unnatural speed cannonballing its way up the staircase. Octavia, I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
A dex save. I would love to. How about a 23?
A 23 means you are not trampled
dexterous.
underneath its
Yes. Thank
weight.
Goodness.
As you thrust yourself just past this thing.
Imagine she like leaps up into the side almost unhumanly gracefully. It's like an assisted leap.
As this freight train of steel and flesh decides to impact Felsic with a calm serene faces, but a fury of someone whose only goal in life is to see Felzik slain, unleashes with 4 attacks. So
Uh-oh.
first, the crossbow. It misses. The claw is a critical hit.
Uh-oh.
The surgeon's tools arm. I take it a 21 hits you.
Yes, unfortunately it does.
Mm-hmm. And our last friend, there's a 17 connect.
Yep, it's my armor class.
Okay. And so the claw will be 8 slashing damage. The surgical tool arm, that will be 15 piercing and slashing. And then the fist of a prize fighter will connect for 8 bludgeoning damage. That's its turn.
Mm-hmm.
And now, since you've met the first mini boss of the campaign, we are going to do what I am going to do for the rest of the campaign when it comes to initiative. Because in mini boss terms, there is but one of him. And there's not going to be any lair actions or anything like that. So in mini boss mode, as opposed to common or boss mode, we are going to popcorn this. And so it goes, and then I will give to someone who then can give to someone else. And it will go around until someone hasn't gone and must give it back to me. This is only for mini bosses, though. As I know a number of you have obscene initiatives.
Not me.
And
no.
they must be used. But for those who do not have obscene initiatives, and I do like cinematic style of play, I like to do this, but we'll just reserve it for the mini bosses. And so I will hand off initiative to Uranus. What would you like to do in the face of all this horror?
First, I would like to ask you a question. How high are the ceilings in this particular room?
Big room.
Quite high. This is the grand foyer and the grand staircase. This stuff goes up 5 floors. There is, of course, an incredibly elaborate chandelier. It's not under it right now.
Oh, that's fine for now.
Right now.
For now. Aranis' eyes glow a bright gold now, and like it kind from the shadows where he's standing, it gives out a bit of light as he channels magic, and we'll see how this goes. We'll try something a bit different this time, and he will summon a storm cloud, 60 foot in diameter. Well, diameter in the center of the room over us.
Okay.
As he prepares to call lightning.
Nice.
I would like you to give me a D20 test real quick.
Of course.
Adding your proficiency and your spellcasting modifier.
All right. So that would be, again, adding 8. 16 plus 8 would give me a 24.
You win this round, Druid. You win this round. And so for the duration of this spell, you will get to roll an additional die of damage that the spell does.
Oh, excellent. All right. So as an action of the spell, casting it for the first time, as I'm concentrating on it, I get to call down a bolt of lightning upon the creature.
Mm-hmm.
It is a dexterity saving throw of 16.
Okay.
You mean slightly adjacent to the creature?
Don't worry, these
Oh.
are quite precise.
Yes, I'm not trying to hit Felsic. I don't know who he is yet.
You don't know to loathe him yet.
Exactly. I've even thought about trying to heal him at this moment in time.
No surprise. Our surprisingly big frond got an 11.
Oh, all right. Well, then he will take the damage, which is 18 plus another D10 for the bonus that you've allowed me.
Mm-hmm.
So a 20 lightning damage from the sky.
Ooh. Yeah. I have news.
Oh, wonderful.
As you strike, it is the tops of this conglomeration of heads, 8 of them in total, and one of them just pops like a grape, raining ichor and goo all over the staircase, the walls, Felsic. It's not pretty, and the smell is uniquely horrific. Who would you like to pass the initiative to?
But I have a bonus action that I'd also like.
Delightful.
I'd like to see if this actually works. As a bonus action, I can spend a pool of dice called the Balm of the Summer Court. Now, I don't know if this is going to burn Felsic, but we'll see how this goes. I would like to throw 2 die at him, which would mean he gets 2d6 healing plus 2 temporary hit points. I will roll
Lovely.
2d6. That would be 8 healing and 2 temporary HP. If that goes through.
Oh, it goes through. Felsic, your body, it feels better.
That's good.
As you receive the healing and the temporary hit points. A voice familiar to your head just hisses.
Uh-oh.
That is quite unpleasant.
Well, we won't let that happen again.
I hope not.
As I complete providing the balm of my court to this hero, I yell, I pass the turn to Felsic while saying, "There's much more worse down there from where this came from. Much worse, it seems. Thanks for helping." And Felsic, it's yours.
I look towards Octavia. I say, I know where your friend is, but you have to save me. And I'm going to try to knock him back with my spell here, Eldritch Blast.
Yes.
I rolled 3 plus 8, 11.
Misses.
All right, I'll try again here. That is a 6. So 14.
Misses.
Oh.
You are at point blank range.
Uh-huh.
And you release this bolt of energy. It impacts and dissipates along its form.
Oh.
And you hear a chorus of sighs coming from its heads as the spell does nothing.
Oh. That's never happened to me before.
Would you like to do anything else on your turn?
I'm going to run away.
It is going to get attacks of opportunity.
Attacks?
Plural, yes.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, when it hits, I have something to do.
Fantastic. So one of its heads disconnects
I don't like
as
that.
part of these attacks of opportunity. I've got good news. It does not attach to you, as I believe a 6 misses. But another head detaches.
We shouldn't do that.
I'm guessing a 13 also misses.
Yes.
So these two heads detach and try to attach to your shoulders, the bases of them. But you manage to just be running quick enough away that they just hit air as they slink back to the body they're attached to.
Can I do a slight edit to that run? Instead of running, I hop on the banister and just slide down the stairway.
If you would like to give me an acrobatics test, by all means, yes.
I would not really like to do that, but I'll do it.
Okay.
I got a 12. Yes, a 12.
So this goes partially the way you want it to.
All right. I guess
so. This is one of those situations where I'm going for somewhat too much information. Felzik, do tell me, do you wear a cup?
Only when I'm playing sport.
Okay, so there's going to be some unpleasant damage.
Oof!
Oh, no.
Violent, quick escape, yes. Getting further distance, yes. Also, not only is there pressure, but there's also friction.
Oh, no.
Not everything is the movies, folks. And so
You just go.
your
That's
gentle
Octavia.
bits take 5 damage.
No.
I'll be with you in a moment.
And who would you like to pass initiative to, Felzik?
Octavia.
He just.
Octavia, it's your go
You
now.
slide down. She's just like, and then pulls out her rapier, and we'll come at this thing. Turn on her heel to go up the stairs, and rapier out with the buckler. Just jostle the cloak, the half cloak that she's wearing. But darlings, it's time to wake up. We have work to do. And a swarm of bats come out and surround her as she goes to attack this creation. I make some attacks. So one attack will be I should left my spells section. 19, and then the other will be 25.
Both of those hit?
Wonderful. So that will be 7 plus 5, 12 piercing damage. And then, let's see. Oh, and then an extra 5 piercing from my swarm. So it's all piercing. So 17 piercing damage for the first hit. And then for the next hit, 4, 7 plus 5, 11 piercing.
And
Poke isn't that's just
and
nip and bite.
so you thrust towards the fleshy bits
Mm-hmm.
of this immense creature, and you manage to with precision slide through betwixt where ribs should be, and put 2 significant holes that weren't there originally into this abomination. Now I'd like you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Certainly, I'd love to. Nat 20 for 28.
Fantastic. So you managed to get out of the way as highly pressurized acidic blood just cascades out, smacking the wall, burning a rending hole in it.
That's good to know. Just look at, like, I imagine it's like right through the center of like a painting, like a portrait that's there. Someone's face is just melted off now.
There's a nice hole in the wall.
Wonderful. Oh, I'm trying to avoid property damage. Can't be helped.
Anything else you would like to do on your turn?
Oh, I'm so tempting to do certain things, but we've just started exploring this place at the same time. Not at the moment, I don't believe, no.
Excellent.
So I'll give it to the werewolf. I'll say, did he ever, I don't think he ever gave the name, did he?
No.
No,
werewolf, you seem to be, your assistance would be quite good up here. Be careful, though, it does leak acid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ulfric, it's your go.
Okay. Am I able to get to this creature in my movement? Because I'm imagining I'm at the end, or is this is coming up the stairwell, correct?
It is going up the stairs. I will allow you to make an athletics test, which I already know you are probably quite good at, to see if you can close the distance in your rage.
Nat 1 for 9.
Between the acid, your now unnatural form, and the form of these stairs, and it's now acid-soaked, elaborate silk runner. You maintain your feet, but the runner is now rent asunder and clattering down the steps as your paws now hit marble stair.
To the werewolves to destroy the carpet.
And so there's only one other person aside from me that you can pass it to.
Yeah.
Hi, Deck. It's your turn. You thought you were out of initiative. I'm sorry, you're not.
Oh, dear God. Oh. So this lady, right?
Mhm.
She has noticed me.
Oh, yes.
Yes, okay. Is there a door on this cage?
Yes, and it seems to have an elaborate lock.
God damn it. Okay. Doors. God damn. Okay. I would like to attempt to God damn. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to kick this door open.
That's my girl.
Okay. So go ahead. I'm not going to make you roll an attack roll. You're right at it. But I am going to have you make a damage roll.
Okay. This would count as an unarmed strike, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that is a D6 X plus 6. So 10.
You are someone who has practiced hitting many things, natural and unnatural. And you strike this cage from the inside, trying to bust open this door. It is a cage meant for angels.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. God damn it. Okay.
You're only half.
And so even with your elaborate and unnatural might, the door doesn't budge, but your cage does shake.
Okay. Then, so action, right? I am going to, oh no, that's a action as well. Shit. Okay. I'm going to talk to this lady. Hello. My name is Deknari. I'm happen to be associated with your house, I think, the Stromkirks. No, okay.
She floats closer.
Okay.
I don't really care who you're associated with, darling.
Okay.
What I care about is the divine blood that runs through your veins.
Well, I mean, considering I'm fallen, it's not really divine anymore. You know how that works.
There is that toothy smile. It's still divine in the eyes of magical principles. And so it's divine enough to be an exceptional vessel. I'm tired of being dead, and you just happened to waltz right in.
I'm sorry. You mean to possess me?
Possession is such a mundane state of being.
Oh, great. Great.
I'm in to supplant your soul and live again.
And what would happen to my soul in that situation?
And she just looks at this little jar on a desk.
No, thank you. I'll pass.
A rat doesn't get to choose whether or not it's in a trap.
No, but it can still fight.
Punch that ghost.
My fists are magic. I can punch a ghost. Jesus
And
Christ.
so it goes to my turn now.
Punch the shit out of that ghost, babe.
I'm trying.
Jeleva's not going to perform the ritual right this moment. I mean, preparations need to be made. But now that she knows what she's caught, she
Knew I should have got you those fake fangs.
nuzzles the spiritual cat. Okay, killer. Just keep an eye on her. I'll be back after we have finished dining with our guests. As she floats away. And the cat just curls up on the desk, lazily looking at you. And now our big friend gets to go.
Yeah.
And has an Octavia-shaped problem right before it.
Yes. Very shaped problem.
Oh, but of course. And it's precisely this reason that we have multiple clickety-clack D20s.
Mhm.
So, I have news.
Yes. I assume you would.
Good news. 3 of the attacks most certainly missed. I know your AC.
Yes.
One
other
of them
one
was
crit?
a crit.
Yes, I figured that would be the case.
And it was our big hand.
Oh, the big
the
hand.
medical one.
Oh, the medical
Yeah.
hand. How exciting. I wonder what that one does.
It does a base D12
Okay.
naturally, but on a crit means it's 2 D12.
Oh, that's fine. Could roll low.
And
But
it's amazing strength because this thing's big. So go ahead and take 17 piercing.
All right.
And it has taken enough damage now that on its turn, it will enter phase 2. And so the heads, the myriad of them, pop off
Yes.
and fly about. I need everyone that's present to give me a dexterity saving throw.
I'm so glad I've got really good dex.
16 for Uranus.
Okay,
19 for Octavia.
fantastic.
15.
And I can see this. So it says on my sheet here, just to make sure I get advantage on dex effects that you can see.
You will get advantage on this.
Okay.
You can see them coming for you.
All right, let me roll more. 17 is the high.
Okay. So, good news. 3 of you succeeded.
Oh, Felsic.
Bad news. Felsic. I now need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
All right. Is this a poison?
Oh, no.
I got a 14.
Well, that is a partial success. Good news, your head is still attached to your body.
I like that.
Bad news is this head has attached to the top of yours and is dragging you back up the stairs. You are floating in the air, headed towards this conglomeration of flesh and steel.
I would like to use a reaction.
By all means, please do.
I would like to use my, I believe it's Misty Escape. Let's see here, features and traits. Yes, Misty Escape. Once per short rest. When I take damage. Wait, did I take damage?
You took no damage.
Son of a bitch! All right. Well, then I guess I'm gonna go back there. Yay!
You know, when it's your turn, just go Eldritch Blast and, just...
Okay, so I'm... Yeah, all right.
floating back up.
You are being dragged back. You are dangling, hanging in the air towards this thing. You are all of, at this point, 10 feet from its body. So, yes. With all of this wonderful information, I am going to pass it back to Wolfric.
Okay. He tripped a little bit, It's time to get up to this thing and do some damage because he's not one to back down from a fight. Curiosity question though, before I guess as he's charging in.
Mm-hmm.
Does he smell Runo on this thing?
Ooh.
Is that something?
Okay.
No. Okay.
No, Runo.
All right, that's
Oh,
fine. I
yes.
had to ask that to see if his nose
Now,
picked
that
up.
would have been interesting, yeah.
Okay. Well then, time for fighting. So he is going to charge at that creature full speed, and once he gets close enough range to do so, I'd like Wolfric to try to jump up and smash one of its heads with an attack. and then land the other attacks on its body.
Okay.
So I do have a beast ability that allows me
the
to
jumping.
jump, and it allows me to jump higher. Let me read it here. When you jump, make an athletics check and extend your jump to the check's total. So I don't know what the rules would be for jumping vertically, but I can increase it a little bit to get some height.
Okay. So go ahead and just roll that athletics test.
Okay. That is a 26.
26. So we have that. So that is a 13-foot vertical, which is quite respected.
Okay, cool. As he jumps up, smashy smash. He's gonna smash into one of the heads with his claw attack.
Okay.
And it'd probably be a double attack because he knows that those heads are heads. You got to take the head down and then a body attack if you can.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
first hit on the head or attempted hit is a 26 to hit.
Nice.
26 hits.
Okay, damage is 11.
Okay.
Second hit, oh no, 13 to hit.
That will miss.
Okay. As he falls back down, he's going to do a third hit to the body.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. Come on. 13 to hit.
You hit steel as you come down, claw rends across it. But you do significantly damage one of the heads
Okay. Perfect.
as claw goes through alabaster and then flesh.
Okay. Awesome.
Who would you like to pass the initiative to?
I actually have a quick question for you. I'm not going to use it now. It's just a quick one that goes with this. It mentions here on my character sheet that I have a ability to do an elongated fang to make an unarmed strike as a bonus action.
You have to use your shifter gift, which is once per long rest,
Shifter. Okay, that's what I thought.
and then that activates.
That's what I thought. I wanted to make sure. Okay, cool. Then I will pass it to, I guess, Uranus next.
Right. I'm obvious. You said we're all within 10 feet of this creature?
No, just Felzik is about 10 feet
He
away.
got dragged back up.
Octavia and Wolfric are right there adjacent to it.
Okay.
You are down the stairs.
Yes, and the hall to a certain extent.
Yes.
All right. Yes. If I can, I position a bolt of lightning where it might hit both the body and maybe a head or two,
Ooh.
or at least one head, maybe.
Headshot.
I'll give you this.
Yes.
You can make a Arcana check. However, should this fail, you will need to make me another casting level test. Otherwise, I gain control of your spell.
Nope. I am not that smart. And I'm not that familiar with magic. I just know that I can do it. So I will attack the body of the creature while trying not to hit Wolfric and Octavia. It's a DC 16.
He singed little hairs. It's fine, you know.
Oh, they're definitely standing up at this point.
Feel that prickling and tingling.
It makes a 12, so...
All right.
And you still get that extra die of damage.
Okay. And we'll roll the damage for the cone of lightning. That is 14 plus the bonus. 19.
Nice.
That is a palpable hit as more of that horrific smell and the sound brings out the sizzling, the thunder. This thing still stands. Who do you pass the initiative to?
I saw Octavia do quite a bit of damage, and I like her bats. So, Octavia.
Wonderful. Octavia is going to, again, give the old 1-2 with the rapier, but, how intact does this thing look, just out of curiosity? How many holes does it have in it? Like, How's it looking?
If you want to give me a medicine test, I will tell you.
Oh, I would actually love to. 22. I rolled an 18 plus 4.
One, it's horrific. Two, its animating force
Mhm.
is waning.
Okay. But has a
But
lot
you're
more
also
juice to go. Yeah.
But you're also concerned that as its animating force seems to be winding down, something else at the same time seems to be winding up.
Wonderful. In which case, I would like to, before I do any attacks, bonus action, cast a spell. I'd like to cast Zephyr Strike. Myself move like the wind.
You need to give me a caster level test, as this
I
thing
would-
actually has a feat.
Can do so. Let's see. My modifier plus the da-da-da. Sure thing. Oh, not amazing, but not terrible. 16?
What's the level of Zephyr Strike?
1.
Okay, you just make it.
I'm a ranger, I'm only a half caster. I move like the wind until the spell ends. My movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. Also, before the
That's
spell...
good.
Yes, and then once before the spell ends, I can give myself advantage on one weapon attack roll on my turn. Deals extra damage, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to now make my attacks. So,
Okay.
2 rapier strikes, 16 plus a bunch is 24, and then 11 plus 8 is 19.
19.
24,
Okay.
19.
Both hit.
Okay. So, I'm going to... My bats are gonna keep like picking at him. Ooh, not great damage, that one. 9 points of damage on that first hit. And then the second hit is much better with 10 points of damage. And then I will move around a thing, like, so that Wulfric and I are, like, flanking, perhaps, or so that it gets maybe, like, a little disoriented, move a little bit.
You can move into flanking. We will use flanking rules. That just means I get to.
More thematically flanking than anything, but if you want to use flanking.
I leave it to you. Do you all want to give me access to flanking?
No.
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 Okay.
Yes. More like she just does like a little once around to get him like to do like the spin if he's like targeted onto her. And then opposite of Wulfric to just get because I can move around all I want and he can't opportunity attack me anymore.
They didn't want to give me flanking. Okay.
Like 10 feet back, just so that way it has to move. So if it wants to go after me, maybe Wulfric can get an attack of opportunity.
And so who are you passing the initiative to?
I'll pass it to the werewolf. Let's go, Wulfric.
He already went.
Oh, he did. Well, then I guess Felsic.
Just a quick hypothetical. Say I'm grappled by a creature, and I blast the creature away from me. Do I remain grappled?
If you're asking what happens to you when you blast the head, is the question I'm hearing.
I see. Okay. The head is separated from the body. Yes,
Yes.
of course. I see. So that's not going to help me. Then I am going to cast Misty Step and get out of that grapple, and then I'm going to blast that head.
Okay. Since you are attached to something, I would like you to give me a caster level check, please.
Caster level.
I got
So your
spell casting check.
spell casting check. So it's your proficiency plus your spell casting mod plus a d20.
C is 3. 22.
Okay, the spell goes off.
All right. Yay. I run behind the tree, and then I shoot the guy.
Okay. Go ahead, make your shots.
I had rolled a 10
Okay.
and a 15.
So the two blasts impact. And that singing sound happens again.
They don't like me! Help! Calm down, and I look for the nearest door.
There are so many.
I go through one of those doors and close it.
Please don't let it be the door your imp went through.
I'm going to roll the happy sad die. It is the saddest of faces.
Oh no, that's not
But
good!
it's not the angry face.
The angry face means violence.
Uh-huh.
The saddest face is going to mean something else. We'll get back to Felsic in a moment.
Oh, great.
Dicknari, it's your go.
So I'm in a cage.
Yes. Being minded by a spectral cat,
A cat.
and you know that there is a now undead vampire mystic that seeks to co-opt your body and remove your soul.
Yep. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Okay. How high in the air am I?
You are roughly 6 feet off the ground.
Oh, that's it? Okay. How far away from me in the cage is the cat on the desk?
About 25 feet.
Shit. Okay. Now, if I swing the cage, can I, Nugget, what are you doing? Can I get within 15 feet of the cat? Does it have that much swing?
How much swing does this cage get?
You don't know. I mean, if you want to give me just an intelligence test, you might be able to work out this math.
Okay. Nugget. Ow, ma'am. Time to go. Bye-bye. Attack me when I'm going for my own dice. Intelligence.
Nugget suck.
17. 15 plus 2.
Nugget's rooting for the other cat. So 17, you would have to somehow get this cage, if there is a hook above, off the hook to even threaten
Just
that.
get that off
that
the hook
desk.
and start hamster rolling the cage.
I could. Am I on a hook if I look up?
You're not entirely certain with just how dark it all is.
Okay. Well, it didn't like it the last time I turned on the light. So, you know what? I don't give a shit if it doesn't like it. I'm going to use my action to put the light back on my necklace. Yeah, I just down at it. Yeah, and your master's gonna possess me. I don't give a shit what you think. And then she's gonna like tilt it upwards. And can she see now? Maybe.
It's on an elaborate hook. It's actually like the claw of something. Has 4 prongs.
Okay. Yeah, I don't, because I can't kick the door open and I can't fit through these bars, right? They're meant for angels. And I'm
These
not
bars are
angel-sized.
still tight for you.
Tight. Okay. Then yeah, I'm going to start swinging this cage to see if maybe by some act of the gods I can get it unhooked.
Give me an athletics test.
Oh, I'm not all that strong. Okay. 8.
This cage is heavy.
It's made for an angel.
As you're realizing that while it is polished, high polish, that isn't gold, that's brass.
Okay.
So this thing must weigh a significant tonnage.
She's a
as
heavy beast.
as you try, and I mean, you get it swaying, but you can't quite
Get the
get
momentum.
it going with the momentum you want.
Okay.
And it's beginning to make a noise.
Like a concerning noise.
Like just a loud metal on metal scraping.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, that's what I do. I just keep trying to swing this thing. And then I don't think I can give it to anybody else, right? So it goes back to you?
It goes to me.
Yeah.
And so I think we're going to check in on Felzik.
Yay!
You decided in your desperation to just go through whatever door was there.
Just a closed door. Just gonna.
You introduced terrible things into this world when I asked for locations. Absolutely terrible things. You specifically mentioned a manor,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
long abandoned. Its place doors lead to random places.
Hmm.
I would say this is a random place at the Jeleva's manor, right? That's a random place. And you just went through a door without thinking.
Oh
And so-
no! I calmly chose to retreat.
I don't think that was calm. I think we have the tape. And so you go through this door, and you're not in the same manner anymore. You don't know where you're located, and there is a lot of strange items scattered about the room you're in.
I am a fan of strange items.
There is a large stuffed bear
Ooh.
standing in the corner, another polar bear rug. There's a couch with 1970s house form print on it. There's an old 1960s television standing near a wall.
What the hell is that thing?
And you hear footsteps.
I hide behind
It's, it's so strange for us to get visitors, especially from where you hailed from. But then again, you are a desperate sort, aren't you?
Not at all. No. Nice to meet you, Felzik.
You just hear in your voice, run. Do whatever you can. Run now.
Okay, bye.
Where do you run to?
I try to run back where I came from.
You tried the door
Uh-huh.
in another act of desperation.
I think I'm going to be doing this a lot.
So you go from that room. You're still in this strange manner. You're in a different room now, though.
Oh.
It looks like a kitchen from the 1950s.
Oh.
That refrigerator that will outlive all of us and you cannot destroy, not even with a truck.
Beautiful craftsmanship.
And that same voice. Oh, we have a runner. Good to know.
Oh.
We'll get back to the many misadventures of Felzik in a moment. Had to give me a house. So we go over to, back to our big friend.
Mm-hmm.
Our big friend's not feeling so good.
Oh, bad for him.
And our big friend, when he doesn't feel so good, he has choices. So we're going to roll a d4.
Huh?
And I'm going to let you all decide which amongst of you is going to call high or low.
Looks like that's you.
High or low?
Let's go high.
I've got news. Good news! This fight is over.
And the bad news.
I was gonna say, what's the bad news?
The bad news is I need you all who are present, which now is just 3 of you.
Mm-hmm.
I need you all to give me another Constitution saving throw.
Constitution. Not my best. Not my worst.
This is what it feels like to be perfectly safe.
We'll get back to you in a moment.
I got a 10.
Uranus has a 13.
I rolled a
Okay.
15 plus 3, 18.
Well,
Hopefully that's
it
enough.
was a very low DC.
Okay.
That was the good news. The DC was 10 for half.
Yes.
As this explodes in a catastrophic hail of shrapnel, bone, acidic blood, and whatever else have you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get to roll. Yes. That was very all over the place. So, good news. You all just take 8 damage. There is also a gaping hole in the stairs
Ah,
from where it detonated.
the mahogany.
There's also a big gaping hole in the wall.
Plaster's cheaper.
And so, what do the 3 of you do?
Handkerchief. Wipe off anything untoward that's making contact and or sizzling through clothing. And go. Well, that was exciting. Don't believe I haven't met you yet. A lot of people in this so-called abandoned house today. I'm Octavia.
Uranus is on one knee,
Oh no.
bleeding out, like lots of blood and like this amber fluid kind of like running down like his body. Sorry, you've caught me at probably a poor time.
Oh, here, can I help with your
horses-
wounds? And I pull out a small cup and just start to go.
Thank you very much, but he stands up, offers his hand. I am Uranus Uadana.
After he introduces himself, I feel like at this point the Wolfrick's still coming down off his rage. Like it's he's in the metamorphosis and coming down.
Yeah, the two of you, because Wolfric, the pain of this process is more overwhelming, so you don't necessarily hear the straining of flesh and the cracking of bone as his body shifts back into a less combative form.
It'd be kind of silent. I'd imagine at least kind of silent scream moment for him, but then he'll kind of look at Aranis because you're the newcomer now.
Bunch of little bats
he-
flying around, like just little eep eep. It's very cute.
And he'll step into you a little bit and then take a like kind of intensely, but he'll take a big sniff and try and smell you and see if you are Runo.
I
Go ahead and
imagine-
roll me perception.
Okay.
We're gonna see what you smell like. Everybody's got their own smell. Okay, 20, not natural.
Dirty 20. Okay.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, he smells the forest. He smells of witchcraft. There's a heat to his scent. He's most definitely not Runo.
You're not Runo. Who are you?
I
One track mind.
literally just finished introducing myself to this one. I am Aranis Uadrana.
Who are you? Because you smell like the woods.
I'm a druid
Hmm.
of the Summer Court. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for the assistance. See that we will all have to be friends in this endeavor for a brief moment at least. I'm Wolfric.
The other one, is he with you? The one that went through the door?
That one's fell sick. I'm not entirely
The traveling
certain
merchant.
what he's here for. He does look it, doesn't he?
He has strange magics.
Excuse me, Aranis. Do you mind if I call you Aranis, or do you prefer Mr. Uadrana?
Aranis is fine.
Wonderful. Aranis, have you seen a young, gorgeous young lady named Deknari, about the age tall, angelic looking, really? Just, again, brief
No.
physical description of
I've
Deknari.
only seen a pile of corpses that was moving, and that thing.
And you didn't see her in that pile of corpses? She would have been very fresh.
No, they weren't that fresh.
She's... Right, well, need to find her.
Is this the person that you've come for?
Oh, no, she's my girlfriend. We just got separated, in this...
Ah,
with the magic.
that's right. You said you were looking for
The lady
Jeleva.
of the house, Miss Jeleva.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
May I ask why?
Oh, to see if she's still alive or not. Mostly.
And
Well, if she is, I'm supposed to talk to her, deliver a message. And if she's not, well then, take a look about the place, I suppose.
Ranus, what are you here for then? Are you also here for this woman?
the same thing.
Wait,
No
to see if
messages,
she's alive
though.
or not. Oh, wonderful. Well, find her, we'll look for Deknari, and if we find Runo along the way, that'd be great as well.
Did you lose her here? Is that
There was like a slowing of time, little trap, rather clever, snuck right on us, and when it resumed, she was no longer there.
Well, while they're talking, can Wolfric start stepping away from them and he's going to go to the room where Felsic went?
Open.
You go to where you
Yeah, to the
think
door.
the door was. There is
Mhm.
no door anymore. It's
Okay,
just
then.
a wall.
It's just a wall. Hmm.
Yep.
He signed a failsick. He says he knew where Deknari was.
looks over? It's like there was a door there
Can-
moments ago.
Can Wolfric just like give it a
God, it's one of these places.
thud?
Oh,
so-
your fist hits solid stone.
I knew she was into wizards. I didn't realize she was this into wizards. God. Right.
And it seems he is not in this room anymore.
No.
This is a
it's-
wall.
No idea. I suppose with the safety in numbers, so they say, perhaps we should all walk about and look for the people we're looking for.
Yes. Are either of you trained in the ways of magic, be it natural or arcane?
I can do a bit.
No, and I hate it all.
Great. Good puppy. Octavia,
Yes.
be careful with your castings.
Right.
There's something interfering. I've tried healing my wounds as that thing chased me, and
Mm-hmm.
I helped something else in the building.
Oh dear. I wonder what that could be. Couldn't
I
be
believe
Grady.
I may be of assistance.
I nearly pulled down a lightning bolt.
I'm going to say you do, and it strikes near him, but he
Ooh,
pays
okay.
it no mind.
That-
As you see a older, slightly gnarled but well-dressed individual.
Wolfric smells him.
You smell nothing.
Okay, so question for you on that. So my guy's supposed to be a little bit older. He's been around the bush. Does he remember running into something that smells of nothing? Is that something he would have encountered?
No.
Okay. He thinks then that his nose is playing tricks on him. There's got to be a smell here, but
The lady of the house is still about, in the manner of speaking.
Ooh.
As for your associate who went running, I am sad to say he is no longer with us, at least temporarily.
Oh, how tragic.
And as for your female companion,
Yes.
she is in the gravest of danger.
Oh, is she? Well,
Oh, it's so funny.
she's eye twitches just a little bit like.
so this person's visible in front of us.
Mhm.
Can Wolfric go over to it and try and figure out what it is by kind of just walking up and wanting to like touch it?
As soon as you get close and start reaching, disappears and reappears on the steps behind Octavia.
What are you,
Name's Chauncey.
Chauncey?
Well, Chauncey, would you care to elaborate about grave danger and the lady of the house, or the lady of the house, perhaps both if you're feeling in a mood?
Yes, are you the one sending all this stuff against us?
Oh no,
Okay,
I'm
that's the
just
lady of the
observing.
house.
I'm just observing. This is all so entertaining.
Those things were chasing me from
Hmm.
below.
Most definitely, you've blundered into such a delightful death trap.
It'd just be a trap at this point because no one so far has died.
Except that
Oh, so many have.
Have you been here long?
So long.
Hmm.
We turn the page. Felzik, you are running through this mansion
Yes. Yes.
at all speed and urged on by a voice you've known since you have resumed this existence. And you finally come eventually to a dead end.
Oh shit.
It is a room made of red brick on all sides, except for the door behind you, but now the door is gone.
Hmm.
And you just hear a voice. My name's Julian, and you have trespassed into my home.
I'm sorry. My name's Felsick. I got lost. I'm just a humble historian.
You're not a very good liar.
Damn.
And someone who cavorts with as many things as you do, being a bad liar is a liability.
I would agree.
I'm willing to make a deal with you, Felzik.
I love deals, especially the ones that get me out of trouble.
I'm certain you do. So here's what we're going to do, little warlock. I'm going to send you back to the same house. And you're going to help those misbegotten misfits that wandered into that hellacious place. You're going to help them, and you're going to save that young woman. She's quite important to what I have planned. And you're going to keep an eye on all of them for me. We'll be in touch, Felzik. And trust me, if you try and double-cross me, it's not death you have to worry about. See you around, little warlock. And all of a sudden, Felzik's in the same room and Chauncey is gone.
Well, hello again, companion.
Lightning.
Just misses! Just misses!
Felzik.
Sorry, little jumpy. Apologies.
Magic.
I'm going to dispel that. I'm sorry. It
And
blows
I'll
away
sidle
clouds.
up to Felzik, put my arm around him. Now you said you knew where Teknari was. My girlfriend. Very attached.
Yes, I did say that. Of
You
course
did.
I did.
You did.
She is definitely down in the library below.
Is she? Lots of
Yeah.
grave danger in the library, then.
Well, I studied the magics at the library, at the fake library.
Upstairs.
Yes, and they definitely teleported her down
To
to
the other
the
library.
real library.
Can
Yes.
an insight check, dear Felzik?
Okay.
Oh, I rolled low. Lucky for you, Felzik. My total is 5 plus 7, 12. I have a
I'll
good
just say
insight.
I have a passive insight of 19. So
My passive
What is-
insight is 17.
Yeah, but you were actively discerning him.
yeah.
I was.
Felzik, what's your deception?
Technically, it's 8.
So passively, it would be an 18.
Yes, yes.
So Octavia, while you may not like him, you think he's not leading you astray.
That's what she cared about. She doesn't care about his existence one way or another. It's more like, you know where she is, right?
Aranis, you just noticed that there is an omission. If you're guessing anything, but you can't put your finger on it.
A new person. Felsic, was it?
Ah, yes, that's me. What is your name, my friend and companion?
Arana Suadrana.
Oh,
What aren't you telling Octavia? You're
What
leaving
are-
something out. You must be. There's something doesn't add up about this.
well, yes, I remember. I have directions to the library.
pull out the
Go
map
ahead
with the
and
blueprints.
roll me deception. What you get?
Natural 20.
Oh.
Okay, there. In this
And
moment,
this is how we know it's a trip character.
Yep, perfect. I can't insight trip ever.
at the end of this moment, it feels like it makes sense. Like again, he was holding off on the there was a piece of information that no, yes, this is a person who wants themselves to be important, and him having the actual physical information and keeping that from you, that makes total sense. But now that you pressed on it, you feel satisfied.
Wonderful. Well, let's go get Deknari then. And
Yes.
I'll, like, do the flick to clean my rapier, sheath it, and then like do a little whistle and open up my cape, and all the bats that are fluttering around the moon go back in. And
so our 4 companions head downstairs. Deknari, you were swinging
Yes?
about to and fro.
Mhm. Yeah.
And as you're swinging, you notice something. The book that sits upon the desk as it's swinging in and out of sight. First, it's closed. It's a large blue tome. And then at once, it's open. And then another time, it seems to have this image of a castle, a series of towers, beautiful, pristine moon. It's not a castle you've seen before.
Okay.
And you've been alive for some time.
Yeah.
And then you shift back, and the castle and that image is gone, and instead it's an hourglass. It's an hourglass that's almost run out. And then you swing back and you swing forth again, and the book is gone.
Gone. Okay.
And that is when the 4 of you enter.
Deknari, my heart, and I just rush over.
Yes.
Hello, dearest. So good news.
You're alive. That's great news.
For the moment. Your family member, whatever her name was, she wants to possess me because
I'm sorry. What?
Yes,
Like,
that jar
she can't
on the
own
table
you
by that cat.
Look,
No,
she
like,
can own a lot of things in life, but she can't own you. You're already mine.
dearest.
Yes. Can't possess
She
you.
is a ghost and
You-
wants
oh,
to
you-
possess me.
I'm sorry. What?
Yes,
Vampires don't turn into ghosts.
Vampires don't turn into ghosts.
I'm well aware after spending so much time with you. I know, but
Ah,
she's a ghost, and that cat, by the way,
yes.
is the cat. Yeah, that's her cat, and that jar is where she's gonna put my soul.
Well,
so
we can't
please
have
get
that.
me the fuck out of here.
I'll take that
And
jar.
as you're about to take the jar, the cat grabs it in its teeth, leaps off the desk,
Mage
and
hand, grab the jar.
you try to
Yes.
roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Sure thing. Let's go, wisdom. Oh, that's not amazing. 12.
12!
Yeah.
I've got news.
You have news.
Yes,
Yes.
you have the jar in your hand.
Uh-huh. Little mage bat. Mage bat.
You're
hand.
not in control of your body.
Oh.
And the cat's gone.
Oh.
It's in control of your body.
Oh.
says my cat.
And now, with blue eyes turning back to the rest of the group, there's this menacing vampiric smile. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of Innistrad,
Damn it.
Fang and Shadow.
Dang cat.
At least we're together, friends.
At least there's that. And so let's find out where you can find all these wonderful people and what they are up to. So first off, Troop, how you doing? What you up to, friend?
Yes. I'm doing just great. This has been pretty dang amazing. I really like the part when we're fighting the thing and
Amalgamation.
I slid down the stairs and became a few octaves higher.
Baller move.
It was a baller move.
Shoot. You can find me playing here. Obviously today. I'll be playing here tomorrow, and I'll be playing here some Saturdays coming up soon. Thank you, and have a good night.
Fantastic, and definitely follow Trip. He is just that. So definitely tune in again. And let's move over to Shiny Pilot. How you doing? What you up to? Where can we find you?
I'm doing good. I'm here Mondays, Tuesdays, and also on Saturdays when we do Aliens. Yeah, that was great. Good job. Thank you for pulling us into this world and having fun. I'm loving everybody's characters. I'm loving the setting for this, the story, and it's fun to have a new character. And I appreciate everybody coming to watch. Favorite part has been him getting his nuts racked, and I really like this house. This house is having some fun twists and turns, and the things we're running into are great. So thank you.
Thank you. And someone who has had a number of twists, turns, maybe a few upside downs, has been Uranus, played by Deception Check. How are you doing, friend? Where can we find you?
Oh, I'm doing great. As with Trip and Shiny Pilot, you can find me here. Mondays for this wonderful game, Tuesdays for we're leaving Las Vegas now, leaving Vampire Vegas on Tuesday nights for our Ravenloft campaign, and then Aliens on a Saturday soon. We're play Hank Granger, and we're trying to stay alive as long as we possibly can through the machinations of our wonderful DM producer Trav. Parts tonight, I did like the ball breaker. That was pretty great. I really enjoyed the unveiling of the Bat Swarm. That was finally. I've heard so much about the Bat Swarm.
I'm so excited.
It was time to see the Bat Swarm. Happy to see the wolf. Wolfing out for Wolfric. That was spectacular. Was happy to see that I am absolutely useless as a champion on my own for anything other than running. Druids are fun, but I got to throw some lightning and so the rotation of concentration spells is about to begin. Can't wait to find out more about Deknari. Only got to see her as Uranus for just a moment. So that's fun. I can't wait to get the full intro to Deknari, and thank you, Pope. This was a great intro into your world tonight, and I can't wait to see what trouble we fall into next time.
There is plenty of trouble to go around. Someone who had more than their fair share was Deknari. Nugget, how you doing? Where can we find you?
I'm doing great. Deknari, not so much. Hi, I'm Nuggetosaurus. I play Deknari, the fallen Aasimar monk, who's in a cage right now, which sucks butt, but it's fine. You can find me here on Mondays and Tuesdays playing in our various games, as well as the occasional Saturday when we play Aliens. I have two favorite parts. My first favorite part, is that at the end of session 0, you were like, how are you about being kidnapped? and the first thing that happens to me, I'm fucking kidnapped. I love it. It's fantastic. I am here for it 100%. And then my second favorite part wasn't really like a game moment. It was more like the mechanic. I really liked the popcorn combat. I thought that was a lot of fun. I've never done anything like that, so that was totally new to me, and it just, I had a blast with it. I thought it was super interesting that we kind of got to like pick who went next and things like that. So thank you, that was great.
Yeah, the mechanics are beg, borrow, steal, and I am significantly old, so I have begged, borrowed, and stealed from so very many. But I am glad you enjoyed that mechanic, and I am looking forward to, as the story unfolds. There is so much for all of you, as you gave me so much, and so there is plenty of pain to go around. Before we get to our hostess with the mostest, I have been your humble narrator, Pope World Bill on Twitter, Pope World Bill on Twitch. I lurk in all your streams and occasional screams, ball busted or otherwise. And if you want to see more of my ridiculous face, again, a number of opportunities throughout the week. Coming up next Wednesday, 2 p.m. over on Follow Black Cats is more of the spy game Hex Crawl. Come see me with another group of disasters. This time we're going to be on the plane, and someone with impulse control issues and explosives is going to be on said plane. So we're all going to die. And then on Thursday nights, I get to torment an entirely different group of individuals over on Critical Misses, 8 p.m. Eastern, in Masks, Advanced Studies. They have fate problems. They're in Avalon. Their arch nemesis has been seduced by Titania. There's nothing but problems there. Also, they unleashed a giant anthropomorphic possum on this world. So, yeah, that's just run of the mill with university age superheroes. And then Saturdays, there's a lot, as we're back with the side that I am a part of, Starblade Battalion Memories, 4:30 p.m. on Prexcore Thesmophoria. I know it's a lot of letters. Follow the Twitter. I will always retweet the going live tweet. And yeah, there's the other side of that campaign with our corporate raiders with Lindy, which is at 8 p.m.
Really good doctor.
On the Saturdays that we're on. Yeah, Dr. Penumbra. So I strongly suggest tuning into both. You can understand all of my personal Pope as well as Watchers overwhelming anxiety as
Sorry.
we find
I'm
out
less sorry
more.
after tonight, and I was sorrier yesterday.
You're not sorry yet. We haven't gotten there yet.
No, I was sorry for your brother on Saturdays. That's what I was sorry for. But now I'm not. I'm far less sorry.
Yeah. So come see the torment that Prax unleashes upon us both, as I still expect by proxy, Lindy, you to feel some pain as your own team goes after Aurelia, though one of them is a super fan.
Yes.
Bless you, Wally, if you're ever watching this, bless you. And then right after that, not long after, 9 p.m. Eastern over on Valdrin's channel, come see our sweetest reformed devil, Clive Bradley in Defiant, The Trail of the Dead, as, that he is having just the hardest of times, and angels, demons, apocalypses, personifications of nothingness. It's a time. And while not this Sunday, as I actually have a break for Easter, Pugmire has ended, but that doesn't mean you won't see me on Sundays. The 24th over on Balrog 1911. Diane has decided to unleash upon the world a bunch of us in a castle punk game. So something that has a little bit in tune with this, as we play Brinkwood, And yes, vampires are a capitalistic threat in starting to become industrialized society, and we have made terrible deals with Fae to gain power to drain the aristocracy and the capitalists dry. So if you want to see that, that is going to be noon. The 24th of April is our premiere over on Balrog's channel. So keep your eyes peeled for that. It has an amazing cast, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. Much like this. This has been an absolute delight. And thank you all, whether you're watching live, VOD, YouTube. Story is nothing without its audience. You're as much part of this as we are. Thank you all so very much. And with that, Lindy, I hand it over to you.
Thank you. That's me. I'm Lindy of the Laugh Love variety, and my favorite parts was the banister because it was just funny. It was very on brand for us. I also really enjoyed just how everyone found themselves in the house. Like, oh, when he yells spiders in, when someone just breaks in through the chimney. Teknari and I just walk through the front door like civilized people. I just loved seeing everybody slowly come together just to see the extreme personality differences in some of them. It's great, and I can't wait for more. Also, I must save my girlfriend, but I'm possessed by a cat, so that's gonna be a little difficult. We'll see what happens, though. It's just, yeah. We're not gonna tell my family about that part, because that would be... But you can find us here, next Monday for more Innistrad, Fang and Shadow. And you can find us, tomorrow night for... We've done 2 characters epilogues in Mists of Ravenloft. We've had a little wrap-up for our dear King, Magnus Deepshaft, and our dear Elam Dewa Jr. has reached out and at least recovered his daughter. His wife decided to stay a vampire, and they may or may not have stolen the hand of Vecna for their NPC Red Widow in the group. They never really asked the guy's name, so I wouldn't worry about it. It could just be a random hand. Who knows? Who knows? But I do know that they're in Waterdeep now, and about to visit a certain Ron Weasley's girlfriend's family. So that'll be so much fun. Elam is not going to be happy to find out that her mom is a vampire. But, spoilers. So come watch that tomorrow night. It'll be great. And on not this Saturday, but next Saturday, tune in for our Aliens game, our once-a-month game of Aliens. We are very, very excited about it, and there are chest bursters, so we're also very, very concerned. So please tune in for all of the fun things, and, thank y'all for hanging out, watching, for playing. Till next time, have fun, and play games.